Today we're going to make a monoprint using a Gelli plate. Mono means one, and print means putting ink on a plate, which in this case is a Gelli plate, and pressing a piece of paper on it and rubbing it and pulling a print to create a one-of-a-kind monoprint. First, you're going to get 2 pieces of paper and write your name on both pieces of paper. Then, my number 1 person is going to go to this table to get 1 red tray which has the plates on it and these rollers called brayers on it. Bring it to your table and set it in the middle of your table. Then go to the paint area and grab a basket of printing tools that look like this. Just bring 1 basket and also set it in the middle of your table. This is what the setup should look like. Look at how 2 people are standing next to each other on one side of the table while the other 2 are waiting their turn to print. Now notice how the other 2 people have switched spots, so now they're standing and printing, and the other 2 people that just printed are now sitting down and watching. 2 people will stand next to each other on one side of the table. 1 person will go at a time, roll a little bit of the ink onto the Gelli plate. Then the second person will roll their ink onto their plate. You're going to grab the printing tools out of this bin, and you're going to take whatever you want out of the bin and press it onto your Gelli plate. If you're using the texture comb, please use the side with the notches. You can draw however you like. If you want to use this one, use that edge and gently press on the Gelli plate. You do not want to rip the Gelli plate. Make sure your name is facing up. Press down your paper onto the Gelli plate. Massage it with your hands. We are not playing the drums. We are not drumming and pressing with our fingers or our fist. Then you are going to pull the print, and look at how cool that looks. Place it to the side. Pick up your second piece of paper and do the same thing. Roll your ink onto the Gelli plate. Use your printing tools and try another design. Use a different tool. Make sure to have your name facing up when you place your paper on top for your second print. Massage it with your fingers. You might get some paint on the back of your paper, no big deal. And then pull your second print. Now that you've done 2 prints, you are going to take your papers, move to the other side of the table, sit down, and watch the other person do their 2 prints. After everybody at your table has printed 2 either cool or warm papers, I will bring you the opposite color family. So if you are printing cool, I'm going to bring you warm colors. If you are printing warm colors, I'm going to bring you cool colors. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to use the papers that you just printed. You are not getting 2 other papers. But first, we have to clean off the old Gelli plate. It's hard to see, but that is a pink piece of paper. You can fold it and just lift off the old paint colors that you had on the plate. Then you're going to do what you did before, but with a new color family. Roll it just like you did before onto your Gelli plate. Cover the Gelli plate. Do not go the opposite direction, or you will not have a nice rainbow roll. You have to go in the same direction with your brayer. Now grab one of your prints from before. Oops, I almost forgot. I have to use my printing tools. Then grab one of the prints that you just did and massage the back and pull the print. You will have a warm and a cool color on your two printed papers. There's my second printed paper. Now that you have both warm and cool printed, take both of your pieces of paper to the drying rack. Check with people at your table to see if they're finished. If they are and it's cleanup time, put your messy, inky paint tray and your roller brayers in the white tub in the sink. Help your table by putting printing tools back in the painting area where they came from, and I will collect the red trays. All right, on to part 2. We're going to create a steamy mug of hot cocoa using those 2 monoprints you created last class. First thing you're going to get is your background from last week. I have 3 examples here, and I want you to tell me if these are finished or not. Is this one finished? What could they do to make it more complete? That's right, coloring in those flowers on the wall. What about this one? Is this complete? What about this one? Is this complete? Could they add anything else? Not that I can find. I think this one's ready to go. Once it's ready to go, raise your hand and let me come over and check it out. If I think that it's also ready, then you will walk to the back table and find your 2 monoprints that you created last week. Check to see if your table already got a kit. If they hadn't, go to the 3rd grade area and pick up one of these little trays of supplies. On one of your papers, trace a hot cocoa mug. On another paper, trace the saucer or the plate that the mug sits on top of. So after you traced both pieces onto your back of your paper, you are going to cut them out. And how you cut the inside of your handle is you pinch it, add a little snip to the inside of the oval, and then stick the end of your scissors inside and snip, snip, snip all on the oval line. There you go. Scraps go in the corner of your table. Time to cut out the saucer that the mug sits on. Now if you want to take that piece home, you could, or just add it to the trash pile in the corner of your table. Put them together, check that out, make sure they're overlapped. And then you will find your background and put the cocoa mug on the background using our new glue bottles, which have brushes on them. To ensure that you don't drip all over the table, get the drip off on the lip of the container. I like to move my mug out of the way, flip over my saucer, and put dot dot not a lot on the back of the saucer and place it back where it came from. Do the same thing with your cocoa mug. Don't forget that handle. and do dots on the edge of your mug. You don't need any glue in the center. Put back the brush and press down your cocoa mug. With your kit, you are going to find the black crayon, and you are going to trace around the outside edge. Don't forget the inside of that handle, all the way around the top, and the inside lip of the cocoa mug. Don't forget the bottom of the mug either. Next, we're going to add the brown hot cocoa. Find your brown crayon in your kit and color it in. Make sure not to color the entire oval though. Then find your white oil pastel, and we are going to add some steam coming off the top. Oh, doesn't that look so cool? You guys just created your first monoprint using Gelli plates. Your hot cocoa is steamy and warm. Ooh, I wish we had some right now in the art room. Who's ready to get started?